NewsNation's national correspondent Alex Caprariello is in Austin, Texas. He's live with me now. That was fast. I thought you'd be covering the jury selection for a couple more days, but nope, we got a jury. I'm curious if anybody was there, like family members for Kaitlin, family members for Mo Wilson, the victim. Who was there?
Yeah, we heard that Kaitlin's father was actually in attendance. Obviously, jury selection isn't as intriguing as maybe when opening statements begin. So that's definitely something that we're going to keep an eye out. But keep in mind that this cycling community here in Austin is so large. I know because I lived here for 3 years, and there's just such a big support around those that are in that professional sport. And Mo Wilson was one of the very best. So I imagine that a ton of friends, family, and people that are just supporting that victim in this case will be in attendance during the length of this trial.
Were asked if they knew about the case, if they'd formed an opinion, you know, that the usual questions that you get, because this thing has been all over the news, especially in the Austin area.
Oh, absolutely. I got to tell you, this is probably one of the biggest cases to come to Travis County, Texas. It has everything that true crime fans love. I mean, it's talking about international headlines, someone that's fleeing a professional sport. So it really captures a national audience in that regard. And so just about everyone here has heard this case or has at least formed some sort of opinion about it. And obviously that's what people want to nail down when it comes to jury selection. Do you really have an opinion about this case? And so I think it was a bit hard. About 100 potential jurors were brought in. 14 were excused almost immediately. The rest of them were really grilled about what they know about this case, whether or not they've already formed an opinion. And so in the end, as you mentioned, very quick, probably quicker than what we expected. 12 jurors were picked with 2 alternates as well.
Yeah, and you know what? I also noticed it's 6 men, 8 women. Women aren't usually good when it comes to other women, but you never know. You never know. Could be a, kinder, gentler group of women. The other thing I didn't expect to hear, Alex, today was like there was a ruling. The judge decided that this jury is going to be able to hear about the escape attempts. Now, it's kind of up in the air sometimes as to whether that's possible. I frankly could never believe it's not possible because it, to me, shows consciousness of guilt. To others, it's somebody who's scared, but they're going to see it, aren't they? Those jurors are going to see both evidence of both of the manhunts.
Yeah, and I think that's a big win for the prosecution, right? Consciousness of guilt is what you've mentioned. I mean, this shows in some people's eyes that this defendant knew what they were doing and they were trying to run away from that fact. And so not only did she flee to international waters in Costa Rica for 43 days, but 2.5 weeks before her trial is set to begin, there she goes again trying to escape. And the crazy thing about it, I'm sure you've been showing it all night long, was that it was all caught on camera. This was someone who was just sitting in the parking lot of that doctor's clinic watching someone in a black and white jail suit walk by calmly and then all of a sudden take off running. Obviously, that's a red flag. That person pulling out their phone and shooting it all. And so this is a big deal for the prosecution. Now the jury also gets to not only watch this video, but take it under consideration as to the defendant's possible guilt. So obviously the defense fighting very hard to make sure that that doesn't get admitted, but no dice for them.
Well, here's my prediction. The person who's holding that phone is going to, I believe it's a she, if I remember correctly, herself have to get up on the stand and swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, and then attest to the one being the person to shoot the video, what she actually saw with her own eyes, and then boom, they roll digital for the jury to see the jail stripes and everything. It's just, it brings it to life, I tell you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.